Good day to you. Welcome to Studio 88. First, I would like to thank you all, my dear viewers, for visiting my channel. I will be doing a series of Adobe Photoshop CC tutorials. So stay tuned for more. This would be the first one. The topic would be Adobe Photoshop CC interface familiarization. But first, what is Photoshop? It's a photo editing software, right? But it has more to offer. Adobe Photoshop is an important software for designers, web developers, graphic artists, photographers, and creative professionals. It is widely used for image editing, retouching, creating image compositions and website mockups. So let's start right now. Let's open my prepared files for this tutorial to be used. This is the typical Adobe Photoshop interface. It is compact and full of features. This is Essential Workspace, the default workspace. Don't worry if you are using a newer version or previous version of Adobe Photoshop. Most of its interface are almost the same. The placement of tools and menus are mostly identical. And also, I'm a Windows OS user. For the Mac user, don't worry, it is almost the same. The difference would be the keyboard shortcuts. Windows versions of Photoshop are built from the same code. That means every feature is identical, minus some platform-specific differences. I will be grouping the areas in Photoshop interface, so that it's easier for us to remember and to familiarize. The first group, Document Window Group. This is Document Window. The document window is the large area in the center of the interface where the image is displayed. It's also where we edit the image. The actual area where the image is visible is known as the canvas. The dark area surrounding the canvas is called pasteboard. Its sole purpose is to fill document window space, like a border area for our canvas. At the top of our document window is the Documents tab. The tab displays the file name, file type of the document, and current zoom level. Also, through this tab we can switch between opened documents. The second group, Toolbars and Options group. At the left side of Photoshop's interface, we can see the toolbar. The toolbar, also known as the toolbox or the tools panel, is where Photoshop holds all of its tools. There's tools for making selections, for editing and retouching images, for painting, adding type or shapes to your document. By default, the toolbar appears as a long, single column of tools. Clicking the double arrows at the top will expand the toolbar into a shorter, double column. Click the arrows again to return to the single column layout. The toolbar's hidden tools. Photoshop includes lots of tools. In fact, there are many more tools than what we see. Most of the tools in the toolbar have other tools nested in with them in the same spot. Click and hold on a tool's icon to view a menu of the other tools hiding behind it. I will thoroughly explain more of this later on my future tutorials. At the top of toolbars and along the document window is the Options bar. Photoshop's Options bar is directly linked to our toolbar. The Options bar displays options for whichever tool we've selected in the toolbar. And the last group will be Adobe Photoshop's panels. At the right of Adobe Photoshop's interface is where we find the panels. Panels give us access to all sorts of commands and options, and there are different panels for different tasks. The most important panel is the Layers panel. It's where we add, delete, and work with layers in our document. But there are lots of other panels as well, all of which we'll be looking later. To save space on the screen, Adobe Photoshop groups related panels together. For example, let's look at the Layers panel. Just like the document window, each panel has a tab at the top which displays the panel's name. Notice that there are two other tabs to the right of the Layers tab. One says Channels and the other says Paths. These are other panels that are nested in with the Layers panel in the same panel group. Extra areas we need to remember. At the very top of Photoshop's interface is the menu bar. The menu bar is where we find various options and commands, all grouped into categories. We'll be looking more of this later. At the very bottom of Photoshop's interface, we can find the zoom level and status bar. Click and hold on the status bar to view additional information about the image, like its width and height, resolution, and color information, channels. This is the end of the introduction to Photoshop interface. On the next tutorial, the topic would be working and customizing Photoshop interface. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please click subscribe and don't forget the bell button. See you on the next tutorial.